Welcome to what might actually be the final episode of this playthrough. I kind of suspected that there would be a epilogue type thing, because the first game had like a little post-credits thing where I think you basically just went around and talked to all the faction leaders and then you fought some of them and you kind of just, it was like a denouement, falling action resolution that kind of wrapped up the conclusion of the main story. And I don't know, it kind of seems like there might be a little bit more going on in this game because I got all this crap with Crony. We had all these quests to find these control nodes for the Skyand. Somehow it has computer type stuff in this or whatever. Now this quest is continuing with at least 2 stages into the epilogue. And I'm not really sure what's going on. The final deadline says I must talk to the people to make sure they will do the right thing when the singularity arrives. When it says the people, it means like everybody. Victor Bahadur. Surprisingly, there's no one in the forts that I can talk to. Even though I talk to the clerics, the outlaws, the albs, Morkans. They're not like treating Kaya as... No. She's not like a berserker leader. I mean, she kind of is like the spiritual leader of the Mana Shrine or whatever, but maybe having me talk to like Rat or Fenris or somebody. Well, either way, this might end up being a very short episode, maybe 30 minutes or less, but I really had no idea how long this epilogue was going to be at the end of the last session, and these files get really massive. Like, I've got 800 gigabytes of video files for this playthrough alone over the course of 130 hours running at 1440p, 60 frames per second recording, so it adds up, and the longer the files, the recordings get, the bigger the file size, the harder it is to edit in the video editor. And I was just getting tired and didn't want to be here all day playing this game because it was late and I was tired. So let's see, Asgar apparently is still in the Alfara thing. I guess he's watching Dex's perhaps lifeless corpse in the tube. Now, here's a question. Is there a way to make retro rockets? Because with the skill, you can have up to 4 retro rockets equipped. You know, and they're supposed to prevent you from dying. Oh, please tell me this didn't respawn.
Probability of human survival within critical range.
But, like, it's not that hard to avoid dying with the jetpack, but it still seems kind of bizarre that there would be a finite amount. Because, like, what if you're just really terrible at judging what the jetpack fall distance and fuel limits are? This is pretty ridiculous, too. This is like the third time these things have respawned, or have spawned in here. It's the second time they've respawned. I cleared this place out once for the quest to shut down the thing. Then I had to clear it out. I had to fight my way through to get to the little matrix pod thing that Dex crawled into. Now I'm having to fight again to get back to talk to Asgar, who is still hanging out in the middle of this monster-infested hellhole. Like, couldn't there have been fewer Skyend activities and spawns and things happening after defeating the main changeling? Like, why is there still so much going on? Oh, we got a cutscene.
Dex!
Asgar's in the back, just scratching his head like, duh, what? Like, it seems to me that this sacrifice of... Is he even in here? Like, I don't see him. Where did his body go? What? What happened? Where Dex? Okay, I don't know if that's like a canonical thing or if that's design oversight. But this whole Dex sacrificing himself for the greater good, like they're trying to make that an emotional thing, doesn't really work for me. And not just because I'm a cold-hearted, emotionless bastard, but it kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. We had, what, 2 like meaningful quest interactions with Dex throughout the whole game, and then he otherwise just kind of sat around the Bastion not doing anything. Maybe we can say there's 3. There's the one quest to bring him to the Bastion, and there's a quest where he follows you around and you kind of talk about stuff for a while, and then there's the time when he randomly gets summoned to a former by Wardeck or meets Wardeck, and like that was the one moment where we're like, okay, there's something going on with this kid. He's got some kind of special thing. And then all of a sudden at the end, you know, after that moment, you spend dozens of hours doing exploration and side quests and main quests and trying to get character interactions with Dex. where he just sits around town spouting the same repetitive lines over and over again that you've heard countless times previously. Then all of a sudden they're like, oh, he can interface with the computer AI in like a what looks like a cauldron, like a gas stove looking thing. Like just all of a sudden he's like, oh, I can do this, and I'm gonna go sacrifice myself. I'm like, what? Okay. Could we have done some more establishing of that? Drop some more hints in progressive evolution of this being a thing that he's capable of doing, and building up the importance of his lineage as like an Elex, a spawn of Elex in Dawkins' DNA and all that. Like the special bond of how Kaya has her magical connection to the Elex, and how Jax he's got his Dawkins DNA going on. Point is, the game did a very poor job of endearing me to the character, and then it did a very lackluster job of building up the plot device of him being some kind of special, having some special attunement to Dark Elex and the sky and technology. It just kind of felt like that crap just kind of happened, came out of nowhere is what it felt like. How's my child?
How's my son?
Just hope nothing happens to him. We'll see about that.
He shouldn't even be here.
But getting upset won't help. That boy had set his mind on something. When he does that, there's no one can talk him out of it. He's got some will, that one. These last few days have been something else. Turbulent times we live in. And I see no signs of that changing anytime soon.
I know. I'm sorry.
Don't trouble yourself. I'll take care of everything.
Do that then. Report back once you've found out anything new.
I will. You have my word. She did, and I consider it an honor.
Thanks, old friend.
What? You have my word. She did, and I consider that an honor. Is he saying that Kaya had his word? Also, what is he gonna look into? Like, Dex isn't here. He's presumably, like, become part of the Skyan infrastructure. His consciousness or whatever is, like, in their code, which was shut down permanently, as far as we know.
I'll take better care in the future.
There is no future. My son is gone. Like this is more dialogue that makes no sense to me. I felt like lines were out of order in that conversation. Like there was a missing bit of dialogue somewhere. Jack should have referenced Kaya or something, and then they would have gone back to, you know, I bet Kaya would have liked to have, you know, I'm sure Kaya wanted the best for him, and oh, she did, you know, something like that. It's very strange. Everything about this ending feels like it was not written very well. Like everything. Who dis? Ekram just randomly wandering around? Let's go chat up Ekram.
Environmental scan initiated.
Oh, hello. Well, there's robots everywhere. Is this like... You remember Crony said something about robots? I remembered that there is an achievement for blowing stuff up with hand grenades, so I was like, hey, well, you know, maybe I'll just go ahead and get that real fast. But sometime after defeating the boss, Crony said something like, the factions or the people are going to take a middle path, and it had something to do with robots. I don't really remember what he said. But is all this robot spawn supposed to be related to the post-game and like my neutral middle path destruction thing, or what? I have my Steam overlay turned off, so I have no idea when and if I'm going to trigger this achievement. I may already have it. Robot! Double robot. Robot! Oh. Boom. Come at me, bro. I think that's probably what I needed to get 10 kills. That's probably 10 right there. I know I had like 5 or 6 previously, so I'm sure I have the Chivo now. What's going on? Ekram's now nowhere near me. Oh, he's moving this way. See that northwest icon? So if I remember, like the first game ended and there were mutants everywhere. I don't remember what the significance of that was, but they started basically putting a high-end mutant-type enemies around the map. I guess just populating it with things to do, trademark, after you finish the main quest, that way the world isn't completely empty. You know, in the events that you finish the main quest before finishing all the side quests or faction quests, that way the world is some semblance of dynamic change to the events of the main quest resolving. Hello, Ekram.
I am impressed, Jax. Word reached me that you achieved something truly incredible.
Wow. Is that a compliment from a supporter of the evolutionary revolution? The Skyans have been defeated, and we've lost out on enormous opportunities to learn from them in the process.
Your efforts are certainly worthy of recognition, although I cannot say I agree with all of your decisions.
Just because I didn't want to be an alb anymore?
It is time to usher in a new era. An era for the rational thinkers of Magellan. Machine Age. Many machines are already fighting for autonomy.
Those are just fragments of Cassandra's consciousness. She copied parts of herself to some of the robot's chips.
Still, we should not ignore them, or we will soon be history. History written by machines. Your conduct was beyond reproach, exemplary. And yet, you are closer to the next step of evolution than any other person, than any other alb.
Huh. Is that jealousy talking?
A bold assumption, Commander. I will ponder this.
What, now we gotta fight robots? Infinite jetpack fuel. I wonder how game-breaking it would be if this unlimited fuel were capable of being unlocked earlier in the game. Also, I just noticed... Is that the singularity? That's the wormhole that Dawkins opened. Kinda looks like it's sucking up Dark Elex into the void, which is not really a singularity. I mean, it kind of is, but the idea of the singularity is like a black hole or mass is so dense that even light can't escape from it. I wonder if I can talk to any of the other Albs about this. See if maybe the Azok or who's the lady that was doing all the mutant research? Alzia? See if any of the other important characters care about anything that has happened.
We have now passed the most important crossroads in our history. From now on, only the directive matters.
Interesting that you feel that way. My balanced, rational way of doing things appeals to you.
You've achieved great things, Jax. But don't let this triumph go to your head. We're losing control of the machines. We need to watch out for them.
Their newfound thirst for autonomy has to be Cassandra's doing.
And now they threaten the depot, the very home of our people. But we should not take too narrow a view. Just another difficult step towards perfection.
Easy to say when your ass is safely parked at the depot.
Do I detect a note of defiance? You've fulfilled the task assigned to you. So there's no cause to complain. Now, more than ever, we Albs have to serve the common good. The
Whose
heavenly
common
body
good?
hurtling towards us will soon need all our attention.
Like all of the
It's reassuring
factions?
to know you're taking the situation seriously.
Our prime directive is serving our people. It always has been. We do not plan to change it. Long live the Alb people.
Womp. Made it sound like he's talking about unifying with the factions against the singularity, but why didn't you do that about the Sky End invaders in the first place? Or is he talking about the common good of just the Albs at everyone else's expense?
Not right now.
You remember when the Albs decided, hey, now's a good time to send mutants out to attack other factions when the Sky End threat was, like, building up to its highest point? You remember that?
I don't have time right now.
No, I don't have that time right now. Where's that dude? There was that guy that I gave all my Elex to. No, I gave him the passport. He should be, somewhere. Doing a thing. Ain't nobody in here. Last I saw, he was sitting at the table here. But now he's gone. That random beggar dude. I don't see him anywhere. Who knows where he might be? Who else is worth talking to? There's Korma and Alzia, the two scientists. Night Watch? No, thank you. I had my friend Garrick out here, Garak. I don't see him. How about the cafeteria guy? What you got? You got nothing.
Trifles get us nowhere.
whoa. You got nothing. You got nothing.
Good evening, sir.
Good night. That's all that comes to mind for this area of the game. So it might just be you talk to one person for the quest and the faction leader, basically, and that's it. Beep. Why is there going to be anything interesting in here? Like new robot spawns?
Critical risk. Recommend immediate evasion.
Yes, there is. There's like robots everywhere. Throw a grenade and blow up this autonomous drone. Can I get it? With the explosion radius. I cannot. It's like a shuffler. We got a robot mutant. Oh my god! This thing is, like, blowing me up. Hand grenade. Bro. Ow. Oh god, they hit so hard. I'm like spamming the D key trying to dodge, it won't let me. Fuck's sake. Like, I'm at the end of the game. I've defeated the final boss, and now I'm getting my ass kicked by random robots. This makes no sense to me. Why is random robot harder to fight than the final boss? Its laser beams, it attacks so much faster and for so much more damage than like anything else I fought in this game. Boom. Boom. Oh, I didn't kill it. Holy shit, look at all these red dots to my left. What is happening? Oh, good lord. raining death from above. Why is it cold? Ow. Damn it. Ah. Why are my grenades not exploding? Why is it cold?
This could get dangerous fast.
It's so cold. Why is it so cold? Well, like now there's just gonna be robots everywhere. And somehow Cassandra, oh my God in heaven. Look at how many red dots there are. I'm getting blasted by the Colossus. Whoa, okay, we're targeting that now. What in the world? Target something, please. So many robots. Okay, I'm not dealing with this. I'm not fighting robots. How about you, traveling trader? Do you have anything interesting? Oh, hey, we're gonna trade anyway. Show me your goods. He's got hand grenades. Why are hand grenades so expensive? 180 Elexit. Buy a grenade from a grenade launcher for a lot less than that. They do more damage with the right weapon. Got nothing.
It was a pleasure doing business with you.
Hey, gate guard, anything interesting?
Can't right now.
No, nothing interesting. He got nothing.
A good deal. If you ever need anything else, just come to me.
See, from a grenade launcher, it does only cost 27. I think 30 by default. Cyclops heart. How long has she had a Cyclops heart? Frame rate. Did I miss a turn? Where's the entrance to the upper corridor?
Hey, not so fast. But
I heard you totally decimated the Sky Ants.
Yeah, and then they immediately respawned.
There's definitely fewer of them out there now.
There were more.
So that's it?
They
You think it's
respawned.
over?
No, it's just getting started. There's gonna be a lot more battles in the years to come.
That's a shame. I'm stuck here like a mother hen watching over eggs.
You're in charge of the crater. Isn't that enough for you?
I just like to get out in the fresh air, move my ass a little without worrying about getting mowed down by another wave of freaks.
If you're so fed up, why don't you quit?
Yeah, you'd love it if I did, wouldn't you? Also, what's going on with the machines? They're swarming at the edge of the crater like they're getting ready to attack our city. Thought the invaders were done with cyber attacks.
They are. But Cassandra taught the robots how to escape human control.
Well, that fucking sucks. We solve one problem, then another one bites us right in the ass. Anyway, I gotta go. Got shit to do. So if you don't have anything real important right now...
He's got shit to do, like sitting on his throne doing nothing. But like, there's robots everywhere. Where the idea is that Cassandra somehow like sent out some kind of
system optimization initiated.
Is this Ekram?
Recommend
What is he doing so
environmental
far
analysis.
out here? You're like at the crater almost. You're at the edge of society. Like, the idea is that Cassandra sent out like a command to all robots everywhere saying, hey, fight for independence, become sentient and autonomous or whatever. Like, and now there's just millions of robots everywhere that were never here previously. Like, has humanity created this many robots ever? There's a lot of robots everywhere. Where have they been this whole time? This is a lot of robots. There have to be hundreds of these things all over the map.
Come on, keep moving.
Like, the Albs, they never had this many inside their base, and the Clerics, they don't have a whole lot. Where are all these robots coming from? Now that there's suddenly millions of robots everywhere. Like, are there gonna be robots here at random crater pass? Yes, there are! Holy shit! They're fucking everywhere. There's so many robots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Forgot I have to talk to Baxter. But now there's there's trackers. There's like mutants outside the what? Why is this happening? They were never this close. They've been driven out by the robots? Like, this is crazy. There's changelings. What in the world? What is with its health bar? What's with the frame rate? There's like final bosses just pasted into the world map now. And it has so many health bars that you can't even see distinct lines. What the fuck is happening in this game? Oh my lord. This is madness. is my, like, camera spazzing out? It's, like, bouncing randomly. Why is it doing that? Is that because big creature is swamping around, or because I accidentally blew myself up and glitched out the camera? It's happening. Camera just instantly starts spazzing out. They just, like, pasted the final boss all over the map and made it harder. This is absurd. Of danger, please. Aimbot. This thing has like perfect ability to lead my direction everywhere I go. Like, I can't see anything that happens. I can't tell what it's doing when the whole screen around me just turns white and purple. Dodge, you motherfucker! Why are you just standing there? I had plenty of stamina. Oh my god. Why does the game do this? This is not fun. Those hits, like, they stagger you and they don't let you react. So you can't block. You get hit by one of those and you're stunned for a half a second. Like, do something! Oh my god. Perfect aim tracking. Hey, we heard you like the final boss, so we're gonna have you fight the final boss just randomly in the world with a health bar 3 times as big as it used to be, or it's so big that the lines just look like the health bar is glitching out because you can't tell how much health it actually has. Like, this is fun. There's the winning strategy, is just don't bother fighting it and just shoot it from a distance with grenades. Oh my god. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Yeah, we're just gonna put the final boss just in like a random spot. Right outside of town. Oh yeah, you defeated the Skyans. Their numbers are worse. There's more of them than ever before! They respawned inside the tower. They're attacking outside of towns with stronger enemies than there have ever been before. Like, holy shit, what is happening? There's like no oversight between who's writing this dialogue and who's designing the enemy encounters.
I can't agree with that.
There's a robot inside the town?
Give it a rest.
When did this happen?
Even untransformed Elex is dangerous. Just keep away from it.
Feel?
Death is lurking everywhere out there.
Yes, always an idiot. Let's get down to business. What the fuck's really going on in Maricor? Did those space freaks really turn tail just because a few dumb fucks made a big stink?
Tough talk from a guy who lives in a hole in the ground and has other people doing his dirty work.
Instead of giving me shit, how about you tell me what really happened in the main former? Those freak show motherfuckers gonna get off our planet or what?
No, they're dug in. They're staying to wait for the singularity.
What?
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get it. Just know that a few things are gonna have to change. And soon.
Of course things have to fucking change. And that's my line.
The Outlaws have always put freedom first. I've made sure people will have even more freedom now.
Sounds like a bunch of hippie bullshit. You're not the savior people think you are, but you're not the devil they think you are either. Which makes sense, because you can never pick a fucking side. Oh, and if you've got time, think you can clear that horde of insane mechs on the edge of the city?
If I have time, sure.
Oh, come on. That shit's your fault. They wouldn't be there and wouldn't be this fucking aggressive if you didn't take out their mother AI.
Maybe. We don't know for sure.
I knew it. All I get from you is fancy fucking words. Such bullshit. If those things fuck up my day, I'm coming for you. At any rate, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm gonna tell you what needs to change around here, and fast. Right now, every fucking asshole thinks he can go in and out of my crater whenever he wants. We got no place for asshole outsiders like you. Not anymore. I'm locking this place down to anyone who's not an outlaw. So I'd think twice about showing your ugly face back here if I were you.
Whatever you say, Baxter. Anyway, you got the info you wanted. Now I got other shit to do.
Yeah, that's right. Get the fuck out.
Everyone's talking about fighting the robots outside of town, but, like, is this an actual quest? I mean, it doesn't show up in the quest log as far as I'm aware. Is there any actual interaction that would happen if I kill robots? I mean, I don't see any robots. I killed several right out here. Where'd they go? Oh, they're dead. Now they got me wondering if there's gonna be more changelings in random places. Like, I'm pretty sure I've killed all the robots that are immediately outside of town. God, get back here. My stamina bar. Stamina bar is gone. That dialogue about killing robots outside of town, like, literally just flavor? Why are there still so many Sky and interceptors flying around? I thought the Skyans were defeated and there are less of them now. Like, the game feels harder in the epilogue. I don't understand why they did that. The only thing that makes sense to me is that they say, we're trying to ramp up the stakes. Oh my god! I just want to go talk to people, and there's robots fucking everywhere. Killed the cleric. I didn't think that could happen. I assumed friendly fire would stun him. You were seen committing a murder. Hey Alex, how's it going?
Not now.
Yeah, I guess if there's robots attacking right outside the gate, then maybe now's not the best time to chat. I don't suppose you have anything new, do you?
Huh?
Show me your goods. Nothing interesting, at least.
Thanks for your business. See you around.
We'll talk later.
I heard you went to Maricor, to the Skyans' main former?
What if I did?
Look, just tell me what you saw. Are we finally free of the Skyans?
When they arrived, they started a lot of trouble. It'll take a while to put a stop to it, but it'll be done. We should switch our focus to more important matters.
That's good news, though it troubles me. What if the Skyans regroup and become even stronger?
Forget about the Skyans. They're no longer a serious threat to us.
You sound a little overconfident. But, thanks for the reassurance. Also, this phenomenon of machines acting autonomously, it must have something to do with the main former's AI, right?
I think that with her last breath, Cassandra created copies of her consciousness and distributed them.
There are masses of them. They're spreading themselves across all of Magellan like a net.
Classic machine logic. A kind of scattergun approach. Cassandra wanted as many copies to survive as possible, so that her legacy would live on.
May the Creator have mercy on us all. I've been in this place too long. I can't see things clearly anymore. What's for certain is that we're still alive, and as long as that's the case, I have my duty to fulfill.
Anne.
Unauthorized input. Access denied.
A dark chapter of mankind's history has ended, and a new one begins.
It has come sooner than some would like.
Salvation comes only through determination.
I need some time to rest, to recover.
Careful, Jax. Turn away for too long, and events will overtake us before we realize it. May the Creator protect us.
Okay, so what, is there like gonna be a changeling outside of the cleric headquarters? Oh god. Okay, well there's a bunch of purple crap. Is there a changeling near that? I think I see a changeling, yep. Oh, great. Changelings everywhere! Yay! Random lock on that I didn't trigger. Can't roll out of attack after getting hit. Dang. Backstab in the face. Whoops, wrong button. Backstab in the face. No, he interrupted it. Massive changeling of that value worth 599 XP. Because of course. Final boss. Massive health bar, bigger than even the actual final boss. 599 XP. That makes sense. Robots! Oh, I'm shocked. There's not robots literally right on top of the teleport pad. There's gotta be a changeling in Thompson Town. It's either gonna be a whole buttload of colossi, or it's gonna be a changeling in Thompson Town. Oh, these Morcons they're screwed. I don't care. Oh, so far a bunch of robots. Well, I'm surprised that I'm not seeing a changeling anywhere in any of these main areas around the grotto. Seeing a fair amount of robots, but no changelings. Looks like basic enemies. Don't see any changeling type things. Also, these lackeys, they never did anything in the game. We've established that the Morcons have giant mech-powered robots. You got 2 standing guard out there, and that one lady, I forgot her name, the Crichtonite, she was working on ones.
What?
Like right over here. And they never did anything. Why were they not used in a quest? Where we send out robot lackeys to fight? You know, when like the Berserkers were invading, and we were gonna go attack the Berserkers or whatever, why didn't they have lackeys with them? This is like another instance of one of those things where it's like, Elex 2 does interesting things and then doesn't really do enough with that idea. Like, we got these cool robots, but they just stand there and do nothing. Okay. Victor.
Do you feel pride burning in your heart? As a Morcon, you should. You practically single-handedly defeated the Skyand army.
I walk a middle path, but sometimes I have to take extreme measures.
Pathetic drivel. I've heard enough. I'm not wasting any more time with you. Do what you must. Embrace the apocalypse. In Ravok's name.
I don't suppose Zarina would have anything to say, would she? Why is combat music playing? What? What? It's like the radar is freaking out. The game thinks that I'm close enough to enemies to start activating the radar, and then combat music starts playing. Yeah, sure you are. How about you, mother of my friend Fox?
Thank you for finding me, stranger.
That's all you have to say?
What I was going to I don't have time for you right now.
We have very important things happening in the world right now. We should talk about them, Zarina. Wait a minute, Bahadur is this way. Well, maybe the arms dealer has grenades. I got 449, I don't need more. Oh.
Our army will triumph. We instill fear in the hearts of all who oppose us.
Hang on. We've got to talk about the future.
Have you learned nothing from the Morcons? Future is a meaningless concept dreamt up by the insecure. There is only balance. Soon, humanity will understand that the time of destruction is upon us.
Feels like humanity's already got the gist.
As it should be. It is what we have been working towards for so long. Glory to those who in Ravok's name protects the balance.
Surely there's a way to use our freedom for good.
Pah, your inability to commit to a certain path does you a disservice. I tire of this. Leave. In Ravok's name, we will all be saved.
In Ravok's name.
You know, I don't really understand this whole notion of the Morkans being quote-unquote the destructive faction, when their whole philosophy is based on preserving quote-unquote the balance. Like, the whole idea of killing people is like, we only have so many rations to go around, and we can't have our population growing faster than our means to sustain ourselves. So some people just have to die in order to preserve the life we have. Or, you know, we can't bring in new life until someone dies. Things like that, you know. Like, that seems kind of literally balanced. I mean, I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's more destructive than the alternative, but it's not like they just go around killing everyone for no good reason or for purely destructive reasons. This is a whole ass area of the map that I never explored.
I'm gonna smash your face in.
Now look at these massive health bars. I'm level 61, 62, 63.
Our future is a meaningless constant. Soon.
Feels like
I'm level 61, 2 or 3 or something. I have the best weapon, the best armor, the best stats in the game. And I'm getting killed by basic-ass Reavers. Ordinary humanoid enemies with low-level basic equipment. I should be at God status by now, where they barely scratch me and I wipe the floor with them. Like, I should be nearly two-shotting these enemies. Like, I can kind of understand, alright. You got changeling Skyend enemies that are really hard at the end of the game. Maybe I can even buy these combat mechs at the end of the game would be really strong, but random-ass humanoid Reavers,
I'm coming for you.
who presumably have been here this whole time since the beginning of the game, why are they randomly so strong? me like 15 grenades to kill some of these guys. Like, god damn. This is the level scaling that I've heard about. Some enemies just randomly scale. Because I'm level 63, they just have insane health bars and do insane amounts of damage. Why has this guy not aggroed me? For all the fighting that's happened, and after me walking right in plain view of him underneath and in front.
I'm in.
All that effort for scrap and worthless money. Yep. That's kind of exciting. Like, that's a neat place to put a fuel cell. Even though it's completely worthless to me at this stage of the game. Oh no, there's robots attacking the world hard. No, don't attack Rambler. robots defeated. I talked to Rambler about the fact that there's robots attacking the World Heart. If anyone should have unique dialogue in the situation at the end of the game, it should be this guy. Like, I can maybe accept a gate guard at the crater being like, ah, whatever, just keep moving. But this is a precious thing. This is a highly unusual circumstances. I would very much like for Brambart to have some kind of reaction.
It's time we took better care of Caracas.
Yep.
It's time we took better care of Caracas.
We should be more responsive to the fact that there's mechanized robots attacking you. Mountain troll. That's what I need more of is I need more mountain trolls for those free strength, I think is what it is.
If I'm a genetic replica of Dawkins, then wouldn't I have inherited all of his abilities? It's hard to take in. I'm not a scientist. I don't understand a lot of this stuff.
Why are you saying that now? Oh. This might be a changeling. Maybe. There it is. This is where I really wish I had the Cleric Black Hole spell from the first game. Another one? Oh, great. What? Something threw something at me. No! God! Ah. It's like sometimes this thing staggers me and stun locks me to death, and other times it doesn't. Damn it. Leave me alone, you pesky bug. Mountain Troll! My favorite enemies to fight. Because they give me valuable resources and they're actually kind of just fun. He got me. God. Didn't have enough stamina to attack to regen, and oh my fucking god, I didn't save after this fight. Fuck me. Alright, I'll just slide off. That's fine. See, like, what? There's, like, something throwing shit at me. Save. Oh no! The mountain trolls are rock dragonflies now? Fucking worthless. Mountain trolls were 2 free points of strength. Now they're replaced with bullshit worthless enemies? God. Now they're screamers. Now it's a mountain troll and a screamer. Remember when it was 2 mountain trolls? I mean, not that I need the strength at this point of the game, but I'm just more the principle of getting screwed by random spawn. Ah. Use the butt, thank you, God. Game just finds new ways to frustrate and piss me off even after it's over. Hey, melee bonus. I only have 44 Elex. Wow. I'm so close to a level up. Look at that. Robot! Or something. Have I ever used an infused ginger flower for anything? Red flower. Wine moonshine. What? Is there a single recipe in the game that uses those? Like, would a mana potion at least use it or something? Here's another one, the Black Lotus. Like, is that used for anything? Rare plant. That makes it sound like it's kind of supposed to be... What was that one that said, like... Something said, like, you can use for interesting things. Could have sworn it was a plant. Here it is, Stinger. Can be used to make interesting things. Can it? I don't think it can be. Those robots. On my stats up to a nice, fun values. Hey guys, any comments on the fact that we just got...
You need something?
Ambushed by a bunch of robots?
Keep walking.
God, like these guys really need to react to this.
What is it with the guys around here always hitting on every woman they see?
I don't believe that.
Real shame.
Hope we don't run out.
Mana potion doesn't even use it. Aha! A remedy. It uses an infused ginger flower. But still no mention of anything that uses a stinger, which can be used to make interesting things, or a black lotus, which is a rare plant that can be used in recipes. Frost thorn? Some of that may be used in cooking recipes? Wait, yeah, what? Not in any recipe that I have. I would guess I have most of them. The main gate, yeah. I have all these. Wait, no, I meant to talk to this guy.
I really couldn't care less.
He's got nothing. Yeah, so those plants, as far as I can tell, are not used in any recipe. So, like, why put them in the game at all? Like, there's no king sorrels or golden whispers or anything like that. No goblin berries. No dragon roots. No heroes' crowns. No sword thorns, etc. Instead, it's like troll hearts, and that's it. There are no special plants for anything.
You can come in. Just don't do anything stupid.
Fishmonger. These are free stats. I'll take those. Hey, father of my friend Fox, how you doing?
Thank you.
I don't care. Hey, Rat, you got any new dialogue?
Mayhem and chaos seem to follow you wherever you go, don't they?
I suppose so. I'm getting used to it.
The fort is still standing. I feel I should thank you for that. I would hate to lose my position here.
People like you and me will always land on our feet.
Very true. Very true. What happened up there in Maricor is pretty incredible if you ask me. Never seen anything like it.
That was it. What about Barrett? You got anything interesting? Nope. Now, to do a curious thing, I'm just gonna sell everything I have. I'm gonna see how much money I have. Not everything, but all the stuff that's obviously meant to be sold. Like all the loot.
Nice. Here we go. Nice. Good. Nice. Good. Nice. Good. That'll be nice. That'll be useful. Here we go. Nice. Good. Nice. That'll be you. Nice. Good. Here we go. Nice. Here we go.
I have located additional control node chips.
Heyo, took you long enough.
Good work. Get your systems up and running. Here's my question. What are the colossal Skyan computers working on? Terraforming? Warfare?
Analysis initiated.
We'll do that momentarily. Got other things I wanted to do first. Oh, that's enhanced. I'm still opening items. Look at that. Elex pouches. Oh, that's ammo press. Meant to do this. So, for instance, find Gardock or Gradock, what Gardock, whatever this guy's name is. Guy whose name I can never remember. Let's see just how much I have to sell. How much money am I gonna have at the end of the game with crap that I can't use or won't use? Let's say I sell everything equipment-wise except stuff that I might conceivably actually use, which would be the steel net and the guardian. For shields, at least. I forgot to check my two-handed weapons to upgrade. Oh well. And maybe I'll hold on to the legendaries. Nope. I just sold something I didn't want to sell, I think. I think it was trying to sell that, but it clicked on something else somehow. I don't know. Why are there two laser rifle MK3s? This one's a damaged one, I guess. Like, I clicked here and I heard something something sell. Strangely enough. Don't I have a plasma cannon that's even better than the actual plasma cannon? I didn't sell it, did it? Or did I? Stop doing that. Inventory just like randomly skips around while I'm rapidly clicking things. I don't know what I'm selling anymore. Had 28 excess jetpack cells that I couldn't use for anything. Some of these could be sold to somebody for more value, but I don't know. I don't remember who exactly and where to track them down, so... This is the thing my son gave me, so maybe I'll hold on to that for sentimental reasons. We got all these raw materials that never had any use. What am I selling? 53 brooms? Once again, the interface spazzed out on me. I'm ending the game with 588,000. How much exactly? 556,000. 588,000. I'm selling 556,000. Give me a total of 588,000 gold. That's a lot of money. Now look at his inventory. It's just loaded with crap now. Okay. This kind of gives a end game view of my character, though. So much Elex at 556,000. Wait. I thought I sold more than that, but 6 learning points I can't use. 126 strength. 115 con, 96 dex, 90 intelligence, 92 cunning. Every ability that I can unlock learned. I don't actually want to sell all that, though. I don't need the money, so I may as well just hold on to that stuff. I was just curious how much I could get out of it. There's my robot. Did I just use... Was that a retro rocket, like, saving me? Where's my robot? Robot! Go do the thing.
Then let's get to it. We'll get some answers as well as the chips.
Departing. Ahead.
Got it. Let's make it short. I need to keep going.
Following. Critical risk. Recommend immediate evasion.
I recommend a hail of grenade fire on them. Anybody else? So easy when you just shoot grenades from above.
Those bastards look pretty damn big.
Analyzing.
What are you talking about? What bastards?
Terrain unstable. Recommend caution.
Where's my stamina bar?
Size not decisive. Firepower decisive.
And I had to leave it to a machine to say that.
Are you talking about genitals? It's not the size that counts, it's how you use it.
Commander,
Yeah, got anything for me?
analysis complete.
Then tell me already. What's going on inside the Skyan computer bases? What are they up to?
Skyan computers primarily concerned with computing physical phenomena. Computational effort focused on astrophysics, researching celestial bodies. Computational effort focused on...
Of course! The singularity. What else?
Analysis. Further period of multiple centuries still remaining.
Give me a summary. What exactly is the goal of this research?
Research focus changes every 24 hours. Supposition. They do not know exactly what they are looking for. Yesterday it was interface of the singularity. Today it is influence on space-time continuum.
Heyo! They mean an African or European swallow?
Maybe tomorrow they'll be studying the airspeed of an unladen swallow flying backwards across the event horizon of the singularity.
Negative.
Got it. But you're saying they're completely in the dark? After so many centuries, they still don't know what to do here? The Elex is the singularity, and the singularity is the Elex. The power behind these weird phenomena. Unfathomable. Even the Skyans are despairing over it. But it looks like they still haven't given up their search for answers.
Possibility acknowledged. All data collected so far supports this assumption.
Looks like we've done all we can here, buddy. At least we won't be dealing with tons of control node chips anymore. Unfortunately, we also probably won't know what the singularity can do until it gets here.
Analysis. All data collected supports finding that collision with Magellan is inevitable.
I know. So let's make the best of it. Thanks for your help, little buddy. Now, let's get out of here. We still have a lot to do.
Acknowledged.
I don't think I have a lot to do. As far as I'm aware, I just have to talk to my companions. Unless there's another phase of stuff yet to happen.
Run system analysis.
Analyzing. Main protocol optimized.
Final deadline. It's the final deadline. All that I have left is to talk to my companions.
You did it! We can cross the main former off the list.
How could you ever doubt me?
I have to admit, I didn't think you'd actually manage to escape this time.
You almost sound disappointed.
Thanks to you, we're still alive. That's all that matters. Keep it up. We haven't finished yet.
Aya's hunch.
Now that the main threat is contained, shouldn't we be dismantling the Skyan's technology?
Knock yourself out.
Okay, that was a little too fast for me. What's the catch? Our people could make good use of this upgrade of the Skyan's transformers.
Yeah, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. Then I'll get to work as soon as this stuff is done.
Shit! How do you always get away with it? Anyone else would have their guts spread across half of Magellan by now, but you?
Lucky, I guess.
If our people in the grotto knew what was going on...
We'll have to leave the Morcons one day, but it doesn't have to be today.
So, what now? Hunt down what's left of the Skyans?
We're going to have to find some new gear if we're going to get into any more fights.
Oh, come on. Don't go soft on me now. A big mutant fight would really hit the spot right now. Let's go.
Are we gonna go?
Everything okay?
Looks like it. Man, I can't believe the war's over. I was having fun.
I just cannot figure you out sometimes.
What?
I mean, you just head right for the main former and start kicking ass. That is a bold move. No one's trying that again anytime soon.
It's just self-preservation. You should try it.
I'm okay with my own way of handling shit, thank you. I know I should care more about all this, about the world, but... well, like my old man used to say, we live in interesting times, right?
Observing your heroic deeds was extremely interesting.
You really think I'm some kind of hero?
You acted for the greater good. Hero is an appropriate term for a person who does this.
We'll see if it's enough.
You don't sound very confident. I am registering a large number of autonomous synthetic units all over Magellan.
Cassandra might have copied a version of herself into the recently produced units before she was destroyed.
Yes, and now they are fully autonomous, developing a consciousness and fighting for independence. They have my sympathy. They will need breathing room while they find their purpose. I look forward to facing our future challenges, whatever they may be.
I dinged again. Another level up. Whatever critical damage is, I can get an extra of that.
You really went for it. Respect.
You mean the main former? Well, I've seen worse places.
You got strong nerves. What's next?
I'll work something out. I've done enough, and I can't start worrying about everyone or having to answer for everything.
You weren't particularly decisive just now, but I'm not buying that. You are up to something. Knock yourself out. Can't wait to see what's next.
That was incredible, Jax. You are so resolute. You will meet and defeat this challenge. I know it.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
Ha! You're right. It must be strange to hear, coming from me. But the truth is, I really do feel, well, proud.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, really. Back then, at the Ice Palace, training you to be a commander, I misjudged you completely. You are not just strong of will, effective. You are not just merciless when it comes to your enemies and a great friend to your allies. You are special, a hero, a singularity, a unique phenomenon. This planet will not see the likes of you again. It seems to be your fate to keep everything in balance, to maintain the rules. Nobody else could have done this.
Okay, I get it.
Do you? I don't know why you're this way, or where it will lead us. But I know you are following your own path, and that every single one of us will have a part to play. Yes, I am sure of it. And I want to be there when the things that you have set in motion come to pass.
You will be.
Good. Then there's not much more to say. Just well done, Jax.
The last battle in this war is over. Congratulations.
You should be congratulating yourself. You're still alive.
Yes, and I'm far from finished here. I don't know what your plans are now, but I will resume my duty in the Bastion. I will lead the Sixth Power into the future, whatever that may be. The whole of Magellan, all of our lives. I made a promise.
Oh, hello. The planet Magellan, civilized, technologically advanced and home to millions, Magellan was a planet with a promising future. Then came the comet, and what? Adam. He turned out to be Dr. Adam Charles Dawkins, aka the hybrid, the central figure in the war between the Albs and the Free People. Why is there not a click to continue? This half-human was pulled out of the hybrid machine and brought back to life. Many wondered about the real intention behind his apparent newfound concern for humanity. The old man had extraordinary knowledge of the Skyans and seemed to almost admire their ambitions despite founding and supporting the Sixth Power. The father of the Cassandra mission only really intended to use her to prolong his own life, placing his pursuit of immortality above the welfare of all mankind. Jax firmly believed that he would see this traitor to humanity again, and he resolved to be fully ready for that occasion. Aya, the strongest berserker mage and mother to Jax's son, a fearsome commander who led her troops on a crusade against her enemies. Standing with Jax, her great love, she drew upon her formidable magic powers to help him achieve his goals. Naira, a highly talented alb engineer, this is hard to read. Whenever she stopped using Elex and gave her emotions free rein, she became extremely volatile and unpredictable. They got white text and a black border on white clothes with dark gray scan lines. She was a very, very valuable partner and well-trained adept at waging war, people's enemies. During her enforced leave, she had a lot of time to think about herself and her people. Also, her hair is different. She began to doubt the motives of some of the Albs. Those doubts were to have a lasting effect on her destiny. She had to be convinced that it was right to fight against the Skyans alongside the other free people and to stay with the rebels. She buried her love for Jax deep inside herself, hiding it as she'd been taught to do by her own people. Yeah. Jax. Once again, he was caught in a whirlwind of events that would culminate in a crucial turning point for Magellan. People under Jax's leadership followed a middle way, a philosophy favoring the rational beings of Magellan, with more and more machines playing their part. Before her deactivation, Cassandra copied simplified versions of herself into many of these machines that were to fight for their independence. Cassandra's legacy lived on something or other. Jax, singularity, the cause of all major events of recent years, could no longer be ignored. Soon it would fundamentally change Magellan forever. What? The clock was ticking for Magellan, and soon the world would be out of time. Like, the image just got stretched or something weird. Crony, the combat drone, was loyal to its master Jax and had served him for many years since his time as a commander of the Albs. Its programming ensured that it was always analytical, skeptical, and even hostile towards strangers, excuse me, and those from other factions. A small but highly effective combat robot that would immediately kill anyone who became hostile toward its master, 100% loyal, the most faithful companion you could wish for. Trying to drink some water here. Bully. This crook was raised among the outlaws and believed in their goals. As a captain, he answered to the Duke and protected the crater. The Duke of Vateris finally decided to take Bully out. It was a decision that would shatter Bully's worldview and his loyalty to the Duke. Falk. He is not human, but a cyborg built in Ignodon by a mad scientist as a prototype to help the clerics in their fight against the Albs. He is also shrouded in extremely low light and contrast. His ambition to become human has suffered many setbacks and taken him to some dark places, but ultimately, he is a kind of light soul simply trying to understand human behavior. The cyborg learned over 100 ways of killing a human, but remained curious and friendly in his demeanor, an unpredictable combination. His inability to develop emotions made him incredibly dangerous, and his destructive side was revealed little by little. Wardak. The traitor Wardak, Jax's father, disappeared without a trace after the war against the Albs. Some claimed he was dead, while others swore they'd seen him. It turned out that he was indeed still alive. Many believed that he would play an important role in the war against the Skyans. We make the text bigger and, against a better background. His actions, including in the war against the Albs, were driven by his Elex addiction. He could not face going cold turkey. Ultimately, the stubborn old man defied expectations and played a vital role in the war against the Skyans. Logan. After the former Duke of Tavar was dethroned, he fled, embittered, to the ruins on the southern coast of Caracas. I have to yawn, I'm falling asleep. His reunion with his twin sister Nasty was less heartwarming than might have been expected. Because we killed him. Logan had nothing more than a weary smile to offer humanity in its war against the Skyans. He saved his real efforts for his own affairs. In the end, Logan was nothing more than food for the rats. He was a rogue nobody really missed. Nasty, the twin sister of Logan, the former Duke of Tavar, an extremely violent and brutal woman prone to legendary mood swings. He represented the Morcons in diplomatic negotiations with the leaders of the other free people. It was a turbulent time for her companion, Jax. In the end, even Jax found himself on this dangerous woman's blacklist. Nasty ultimately accepted that Jax didn't want to be with her. She had a long list of crazy plans that she knew she could handle just as well all alone. The Fort. Rat, a devious outlaw, schemed and manipulated his way up to the rank of captain and later became governor of the Berserkers' Fort. Rat's relationship with Jax was often strained, but to Rat, Jax was a convenient tool for tackling the city's problems. Rat almost felt grateful toward Jax for the fact that his fort was still standing after the war against the Skyans. And the music is just done now. Fox. This young berserker rose to the rank of warrior much faster than any before him. Nevertheless, he was known among the berserkers for being unruly, a fox among wolves. As a companion, he made many unusual demands. Jax had experienced plenty of strange situations, but his time with Fox was still particularly challenging. Inspired by the extraordinary tragedy of Fox's family history, Jax resolved to help his companion solve his problems. Eventually, Jax managed to bring Fox's family back together. Fox would be eternally grateful to him for that. The Castle. Hagen, governor of the Cleric's Castle, had his hands full keeping the clerics going after they were driven out of the Hort. Hagen stood between two strongly opposed factions within the castle, but always wanted the followers of faith and of science to reconcile their differences. Hagen heaped praise on Jax for his achievements in Marikor and for saving humanity as fragile as it still was. Epilogue, a berserker warlord, an extraordinary leader, and highly talented in the art of war. Jax couldn't have found anyone better to lead the bastion of the Sixth Cavalry. I literally had no other choice. He worked tirelessly to overcome the obstacles facing the Sixth Power and rarely met with defeat. He led the forces of the Bastion and their allies to Marikor to battle the Skyans in their own land, an act of true heroism. At the end of the war, he was proud to be able to say that he and Jax had achieved something truly great together. Reinhold, Cleric Judicator, who lived for his work. His watchful eye constantly guarded the welfare of mankind and the survival of the species. For him, the final great battle against the Skyans ended a particularly dark chapter in human history. Once again, he found he dared to look to the future with confidence. Victor, this particularly brutal Morkan commander, possessed incredible strength gained through a youth spent in the catacombs of Thompson Town with his brother Oleg. He left a trail of death, ruin, and scorched earth on his destructive campaigns across the land. To him, it was as if Jax had taken down the Skyan army single-handedly, a capacity for destruction the Patriarch could only admire, even though I was neutral. Baxter, the Duke of Ateris, had spent his life hounded and attacked. Over the years, he became paranoid and retreated to the shadows. This bandit chief installed a stooge as governor in the upper district and then lived incognito in a hut in the lower district. He wasn't as overjoyed as most at the end of the war against the Skyans, preoccupied as he was with making profit. Baxter felt Jax didn't do enough to fight the proliferation of creatures around the crater. I did everything I could. Baxter was a man of extremes and a vocal critic of Jax's measured way of doing things. The crater, Hector, former leader of the Thieves Guild, led the outlaws based in the crater on behalf of the Duke of Ateris. Hector didn't engage in unnecessary violence. He only used force when the safety of his people in the crater was threatened. Hector's greatest worry after the end of the war was that he would never be able to leave his throne again. Akram first elected of the Albs of Ignadon, he roamed the lands of Magellan as a scout, exploring and gathering strategic intelligence on his enemies' movements to stay one step ahead of them. The true extent of his power remained a secret. No one dared to get close enough to find out. Although he never fully supported Jax's decisions in the war against the Skyans, he felt he had to acknowledge Jax's performance at Marikor. The Grotto. The tunnels of the abandoned city of Thompson Town serve as the Morkans' headquarters, the Temple of Pain built by those religious fanatics in honor of their cruel god. Bahadur, Keeper of the Balance, ruled the grotto through torture and intimidation. He was happiest when he could pass judgment and watch the suffering of as many people as possible. Jax, known to many as the Beast of Zakor or the Outsider, would ultimately go down in history as the Morkan who ended the war against the Skyans. Even after the war, Bahadur believed that the remaining Morkan forces would someday prevail over all other peoples and instill fear in them. He had scant praise for Jax's achievements, even at the battle. On the contrary, the result displeased this nihilistic leader. The depot, Azok was the governor of the Albs' headquarters, conscientious and very meticulous. There was little he could not achieve. Azok was a proponent of the new directive and ordered his agents to fully enforce this modified Alb law. Azok welcomed the end of the war as it allowed him to concentrate fully on the new directive, a mission that occupied all his efforts. Whoa. Alright, so like many other things in this game, that was incredibly awkward. Just having conversation, boom, immediately cut into slideshows with very bad formatting of text and small text against very different backgrounds, some of which are kind of hard to read because you got white text with a black border over top of light or sometimes straight up white things in the screenshot with those like gray scan lines going across it. There's like no little sound effect to cue you when the next thing happens, so you just gotta intently stare at the text and wait to see when it changes. That way you have time to catch up with it, and you can't... There's no click to advance to the next one, so that you can read it at your own leisure. And then there's some kind of generic, boring music playing that just stops halfway through. And then it cuts right back here, suddenly and abruptly. Like, that did not flow in any sense of pleasantness at all. It was really awkward and really jarring. But I think at this point, this is the official end of the game. The only quest I have left is Diplomatic Imbroglios, which is glitched out and won't let me complete. So I guess that's where the game ends, unless I want to just infinitely run around fighting robots and changelings, which I don't really want to do, because what's the point? So I'll make a hard save here as endgame. And I guess that will be the official conclusion to this playthrough. So like I said in the previous one, if you've watched this far, thanks for sticking around, and I hope it has been fun for you to at least watch. Elex 2 is sometimes very fun to play and sometimes incredibly frustrating. I can't say for sure as of right now exactly how I feel about it, and the gut reaction is, you know, it's okay. Some things are a little better and some things are a little worse, and I think ultimately it's maybe slightly disappointing because I know I would have liked to have seen things be better than they were in this sequel. When you have a sequel, that's the opportunity to fix up the things that didn't work well in the first game and expand and improve upon the things that did work well. And it feels like the sequel, you know, they undid some of the good things in the first game, made some things mind-bogglingly worse. And they fixed some things that were kind of crucial in the first game, so it kind of just ends up being like a mixed bag of, like, decent and okay, but not anywhere near the amount of improvement you'd like to see in a sequel, especially when it had a record amount of production time and presumably a higher budget than any game they've had before. So in that regard, it's a little disappointing, but I don't regret buying it, I don't regret playing it. I kind of regret playing it for 130 hours, because the last, I don't know how many, like, last third of the game was kind of just a slog to get through, and I was like, oh god, like, can the game just end already? But those are just preliminary thoughts. That may not be what I actually conclude when I sit down to really think about the game and evaluate all its systems, but kind of gives you a little basic impression of what I'm thinking as of right now, immediately as I finish it. So at this point, it's time for me to go back and replay a couple of the other factions and test out some of the other skills and try doing some different paths to see what exactly changes. Like, I think some of those main quest lines might change at the end depending on which faction you're choosing, in terms of, like, what faction is attacking where and so on. And it seems like the end game changes depending on your destruction. You know, so I got some experimentation to go through, and then once all that is done, I can start actually sitting down to review it. So I'm probably not going to bother recording or uploading any of that test footage, so this will probably be the last you see of me in this playthrough. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope you had fun at least watching it. And be on the lookout for my full review in the coming weeks as I get around to writing and editing everything together.